Serious and long conversations don't make women aroused. They don't get them more attracted to you. A lot of guys think that they do. And the reason why they think that they do is because they want to have really long, meaningful conversations with women. I do not recommend that guys have super long, serious conversations when they are first starting to date somebody. After you've built up the attraction and everything's good, after you've established that, and you're seeing each other, then you can start having the serious conversations. Anytime a woman asks you, like, what are you looking for? Or like, what do you want your ideal relationship to look like? Which sometimes women will ask you on a date. A lot of times guys get really too into this question. You should have a short answer for it. If you have a short answer for it, there's not a lot of holes that she can poke into. What a lot of guys don't understand is that women at first need to feel a level of desire towards you for them to even consider a relationship. And then after that point, yeah, sure. You can start having serious talks. That's what they're there for. But what they're not there for is they're not there to build attraction. And I frequently hear about guys who go on a date, or when they start texting somebody, they start writing long paragraphs, right? Telling about their hopes and dreams, telling them about like all the stuff that they're excited to share them. Women don't want to read all that shit. They're not in school. This is not a curriculum for a class they're taking. They want short, they want fun, they want playful. Women want to have fun at first. At first, the date should be fun. At first, the process of meeting her should be flirty and playful. There should be a lot of smiles and laughter. When you get into serious talks, none of that's happening. She might be into it at first because women want to talk about what their future plans are because that's where they're thinking. But believe it or not, the more you talk about it at the beginning, the less you are turning her on. I'll give you another example. So a long time ago, I met a really attractive girl who majored in physics. I majored in physics when I was in school. And so I was super excited to talk to her about this. Okay, I was like 24 years old and she was gorgeous. And I'm like, this woman's hot. She majored in physics. This never happens. And she's interested in me. She wants to talk. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's talk all about physics. So we're talking about physics back and forth. We're connecting left and right. And I'm just like really, to be fair, it didn't seem like physics was her number one major, but I was still so excited to keep talking with her about it. And to me, we're building an insane connection. She's telling me things that I've only heard guys say, or I've only heard women who I would not get within a million years say. And so I'm really excited to talk to her about this. Now, we talk about this for a couple of hours, right? The night starts getting a little late and I leave to go to the bathroom real quick. And I say, I'll be right back. She's like, I'll be right here. No problem. And I leave, go to the bathroom, come back. She's talking to another dude and she leaves with that guy. And I'm sitting there holding my hands in my pockets. What the fuck happened, right? What happened was that she decided that she was not going to get with the guy who she had a lot in common with. She was going to get with the guy who she was attracted to. Us talking about that didn't help at all. And in fact, she was into me at first. And if I had taken it into a playful direction where there was more laughter rather than just me being excited to connect with somebody about science who I'd never talked to about before, then I probably would have been more successful. Anyway, so fast forward a few years, I'm like 27, 28. I'm hanging out at a party and this one guy who's there who I've been talking to before, he was kind of like a more left-leaning guy, more progressive guy. And he meets another woman who's like very left-leaning, but also very intellectual too. So they're talking about like Karl Marx and like Noam Chomsky and just like, these progressive thinkers or whatever. Anyway, they're getting so into it that I just like kind of leave the conversation. I go off, I start talking to other people. I'm laughing, I'm having a good time. And I see them in the corner there and they're talking for a super long amount of time about whatever serious topic they're talking about. And the guy is clearly smiling a lot more. The girl is excited at first. She's nodding her head. But I can see her start to kind of like doze off. Like she's starting to get a little bit bored with it. And I'm trying to get him to change the subject of that conversation so they can get to a subject that's going to turn her on a little bit more. Sure, she can love Noam Chomsky all she wants. It's not going to get her to want to sleep with him anymore. So anyway, I'm over here having fun, not talking about that stuff. And to be honest, it's not something that I would really talk about in general anyway, but I can see that he's starting to lose her interest. I go over there and I feel a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around and I look at her and she's there. And she's like trying to butt into the conversation. She's following me around. And the guy leaves and he's so pissed off. I didn't know this guy. He wasn't a friend of mine, but I felt bad for him. I feel bad for him that this girl was coming to me and I ended up taking her home that night instead of him. The reason why that happened was because he decided that going for really long, serious conversations was the way to go. And I've seen how some of these guys text. It's like long blocks of text at the beginning. It's really trying to appeal, trying to differentiate themselves from the other guys. If she just sees the real me, then she'll be into me. No, she wants to see the fun side of you, the side that leads her at first. She wants to see that masculine, feminine polarity at first. When women say they can't feel the spark between somebody, it's because they don't feel like they want to sleep with them. That's the first thing that you got to appeal to. And you're going to appeal to that a lot better by being fun, by being playful and leading. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get bogged down into this stuff. If she finds out later, after you guys have established that you guys are both really into the same things together, that's great. But at the beginning, save the long and serious talks for another time.